Hi Aquarius, welcome back to my channel, Karma Fox. I am doing your weekly reading for December. I hope everybody's well. I am going to take a quick second to remind everyone that this is a general reading. It may not resonate with every Aquarius out there, so guys, just take what resonates for you, leave the rest for someone else. Keep in mind that the energies can reverse. So if it is resonating, Aquarius, get in where you fit in. But as always, don't force yourself into a reading that's not for you. Spirit, can I have the energy of the sign of Aquarius? Aquarius. All right, Aquarius, you are starting out with the Queen of Wands reversed. You have the Devil. And you have the Six of Pentacles. So you could be dealing with somebody that you feel is a little bit toxic, or you could be involved in a toxic situation, but you're definitely very strongly attracted to it. I do feel like whatever this situation is, you're trying to not take the action in it. You don't want to be the one to take the action here. You could be getting advice about this so that you can make a balanced decision with regard to this situation. Because I definitely feel like there's this energy of trying to balance things out, make balanced decisions, and the energy of trying to get advice to do so. So let me, before you take action, so let me see who's in your energy. Show me. It's a temptation of some sort for you, though. Show me who's in Aquarius energy. So you could be talking to a trusted friend, or you could be talking to someone that you highly value their opinion, possibly even a therapist. All right, so the person that's in your energy, we have Justice in the reverse, Libra energy, we have the Ten of Pentacles, and we have the Wheel of Fortune. So the person that's in your energy, I do feel like this is somebody who, they could be in a long-term connection here. This person could have a whole other family or be in some sort of a long-term connection, but they don't have to be. I do feel like with regard to you, they feel like you're the best thing next to sliced bread. They feel like their world just got a whole ton luckier when you came into the picture. But with Justice here in the reverse, this is somebody that could be involved in some sort of a legal situation. If they are still involved, if this person was married, that they could be trying to pursue a divorce, they could be separated. There's something that is legal here that's not resolved. And that could be why you're feeling this is toxic here as well. But I do feel like you're very attracted to them. They feel like you're the best thing that ever happened to them. They're trying to restart their life, it looks like, in some manner here. Let me see the energy between Aquarius and this person, the King of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like this person is involved elsewhere, but they're going through some sort of legal issue. They're trying to possibly come out of a situation. They might be going through a divorce. I feel like that's why you're holding back in this situation. Yeah, I do. I feel like you want an equal give and take, and you may be feeling like, well, until this person is, free of all of this, there's no way that it's going to be that way. But that being said, I do feel, and some of you may work with this person. There's some sort of a strong tie between you and this person, but I don't feel like you're acting on it because you don't want to be in a third-party situation. I feel like you may have known this person for a long time, though. Let me see. I feel like you're also working very hard. This person is showing up as a hard worker. I also feel like some of you could be involved with a Taurus, Virgo, or a Capricorn. Virgo is very strong. We have the Hermit in reverse. You've both been doing some soul searching. You've both been trying to figure this thing out. And I do feel like there is either going to be communication about this situation, or there already has been. Let me see your outcome. Yeah, Ace of Wands reversed. holding back, you know, the advice, if you're receiving advice from someone, they're telling you, hold back, just wait. You know, you don't want something that's not equal and balanced. So there's some new beginning that's trying to come in. You're both considering it. You're even talking about it, but I feel like this person could be involved in some sort of legal situation with regard to that. Bottom of the deck is the Three of Pentacles in the reverse. That's underlying energy. And that basically is showing that there's some sort of an established foundation that is being dissolved. Yeah, it's something is dissolving here. Let me see. Let's clarify. Spirit, why is the Queen of Wands in the reverse? All right, so we have the Empress reversed, the King of Cups, and the Queen of Wands in the upright. So yeah, you have feelings for this person. You're passionate about this person. You want to take action, but you don't want to be placed in a situation that's toxic. You don't want to be disrespected. So I feel like even though you have feelings, even though you have passion, you're letting this person resolve something else before you proceed with this. But there's a lot of attraction here. Let me see the Devil. Why is the Devil here? The World. Yeah. You know that until they resolve that whatever's going on over here, they close that cycle out, they're not going to really be free to have a new cycle with you. And it's going to be unbalanced. It's not going to be equal. They're going to be juggling. You don't want to be juggled. So I feel like you're very attracted to this person. You may work with them. There's this energy of having feelings and emotions. I feel like you've known this person for a while, and there is a very strong tie. They're very tempting to you, but you're basically saying, I don't want to jump into anything. I don't want to, do this until you've closed out this cycle. Let me see why the Six of Pentacles is here. Because you're realizing it's not going to be equal and balanced. It's going to, and you're going to wind up feeling like you got the short end of the stick here. Yeah, you're stressed about it. Nine of Swords and the Tower. Yeah, you're really stressed. That's why you're talking to someone. This could be, like I said, a therapist, a friend. You're discussing it with somebody. There's a sense here that it's causing a tower moment in your life, because you know how you want this to proceed, but you don't know if it's going to proceed that way. I see you losing sleep. There's a sense here that something began on an unstable foundation, a toxic foundation. There could have even been like a one-night stand, or something may have happened between you and this person for some of you. But I do feel like if that's the case, you've probably pulled back. Let me see why Justice is in reverse. Yeah, they're weighing their pros and cons. They're trying to figure this out. Page of Cups, Two of Coins, Temperance in the reverse. They're all over the place emotionally. This person wasn't expecting you to come into their life. And there is something to do with juggling here. So this person may have been juggling you and someone else. If so, I do feel like there's legal implications. This person could be going through a separation or a divorce, but their emotions are all over the place. They're trying to figure out what is the right thing to do. How do they balance this out, And they're very focused on you. Why is the Ten of Pentacles here? The Death card. Yeah, so I feel like this person's in a long-standing connection. They've been trying to figure out how to end that. It could be that it's affecting them financially. Right now, they're stuck in chaos. There could be legalities with it. If it's not legalities, it's definitely them having problems with their conscience. They're feeling guilty. They're definitely stuck in chaos. And they know that in order to bring balance to this situation, that they have to end something else. in order to move forward with you. And I feel like you've been pretty clear about that as well. I feel like that's been discussed or will be discussed. But they're in chaos right now. They're trying to figure out how to remove themselves from this chaos and move towards you and towards a peaceful resolution of this. Yeah, they feel like your soulmates. Two of Cups. Gemini, Scorpio, Gemini energy, Scorpio energy, Sagittarius. Yeah, you make them very happy. You make them very happy. They feel like your soulmates. They love you. There's definitely love here. And they see you as happiness. Like I said earlier, right off the bat, they feel like you're the best thing that ever happened to them. So I really guarantee you this person wasn't intending to meet you. Let me see why the King of Pentacles is here. All right, Five of Cups reversed. The Magician reversed. Yeah, it hasn't manifested because this person isn't single. They're not single. And I feel like you're trying to avoid going through that trauma. You do have feelings for this person. You have passion for this person. But you're also looking back at this, and I feel like, you know, there's some sadness here. You feel like this is never going to come about. It's never going to grow. You don't want to be a third party. For some of you, you may have already entered into some sort of connection with this person, but if you did, you've pulled back, it looks like. And so I feel like this isn't manifesting the way you want it to right now. But there's definitely love here. And you know that this person loves you, but they're not single. They're showing up as somebody in a relationship. Look at that. Bottom of the deck is the Three of Swords. This is painful. This is heartbreaking. It's third-party energy. Let me see why the Hermit is here. The two of you could have separated and not talked for a while. If that's the case, there will be communication if it hasn't already happened. The Strength card, Leo energy, the Moon, Cancer energy. Yeah, and the Devil in reverse. So you're going to tell this person, yeah, I'm very attracted to you. I definitely want this connection, but it has to be done the right way. It has to, I don't want a toxic connection. I don't want to be in a third party situation. And I do feel like it's a very strong bond here, a very strong attraction. You both feel it. I will say, I do feel that this person, you know, this looks like it was a secret connection and it's caused a lot of chaos in this person's life. I don't feel like they were expecting to meet you or be involved with you. They have strong feelings for you, but they're in a state of chaos and they know that they will be until they end something else. So I do feel like the two of you have discussed this. You've made your you know, position very clear with them, and I do feel like they might be keeping a few things to themselves. When you first met this person, they may not have even told you that they were still involved elsewhere. They may have even led you to believe that they were ending something. And it does look like they are. For most of you. For others of you, though, this is them feeling guilty. So, but I feel like you've made your position very clear. Let me see this bottom energy. Show me the outcome for Aquarius. Show me the outcome for Aquarius. Okay, so yeah, I feel like some of you guys work with this person. They could even be somebody who's in a position of authority over you. Aries energy is here. Capricorn energy. Yeah, they have a decision to make. They have a decision to make. And I feel like you don't feel like it's your decision. It's their decision. You're not going to take charge of this situation. You're just going to keep watching to see what happens. I do feel like a lot of you are getting advice on the situation, but you realize that this being built on a foundation that's not solid is going to lead to chaos. I feel like you're going through it though. I feel like there's a lot of anxiety. You're reaching out, you're talking to somebody that you trust, but I feel as if you feel like, oh my God, for some of you, there was a physical encounter, maybe more than once, but at least once. And I feel like you're looking at all of that and you're like, oh my God, this has the potential to just really spin out of control. And I don't want anything toxic in my life. Now they're at a crossroads. And here's the thing, they want to work this out with you because they feel like you are their soulmate. They feel like, you know, very happy when they're with you. But this person has work to do. They have to, you know, follow through. They have to end something else. And you're right, it's not really your job to do that. That's on them. That's their decision, and they clearly have a decision here that they have to make. So they're looking at, you know, all the details. You're looking at all the details. I do feel like some of you do work with this person, and I do also feel like, you know, you're both wanting to put the effort into this, but you're not approaching this like naively. You're approaching this very realistically. So bottom of the deck is the Ace of Swords in the reverse. That's underlying energy, and it does indicate a lack of clarity. Yeah, and I feel like that's mostly on your side, Aquarius, because you're really not sure what this person's going to do because they're showing up here as being a little bit indecisive. So you're not sure what they're going to do, and there are things here that need to be talked about that maybe are not being talked about. All right, I'm going to pull an oracle card for you, Aquarius. Let's see if there's further advice. All right, it says, letting go. I surrender joyously to the ebbing and flowing of life. So let me read that for you. Give me just a second to find it. All right, it says, surrender. Relinquish control and allow spirit to take over. You don't need to do everything by yourself. Everything is well. It's time to just let it all go and enjoy the ride. Doing so gives others permission to let go in their own lives. What the universe wants you to know is there are times to hold on for dear life and times to simply throw up your hands and let go. It's time to release any limiting patterns, emotional attachments, or inner and outer clutter. Surrendering doesn't mean that you're yielding to a force outside of yourself. It means that you're allowing your soul to take over. Release the stress of needing to control things, wanting to determine the outcome of a situation, or expecting others to act in a particular way. There is a simple grace and beauty that unfolds when you truly let go. Loving spiritual help is all around you. Simply open your heart and let it in. So some questions that you can ask yourself: is there anything I need to release? Is there a person or a situation I need to let go of? And the last one is there anyone who needs to let go of me? Oof. All right. I hope that this has been helpful for you, Aquarius. If you've resonated with this reading, hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. Hype the video if you can. And until I see you in your next reading, Aquarius, know that you are love, and namaste.